So, I don't know. You might only be joining me for part 2. You might not have seen part 1. We did gel plate printing and printmaking, and it's very exciting. I just have to wait because can you guys see me yet? Because I could be talking and nobody might not be able to see me. There you are. Hello, Sue Lynn. And then I will refresh. So just a second, some Advil, because crafting stuff is hard work. There we are. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Janine. Did you watch any of that? Janine has 13-year-old triplets. Are they 13? Did they turn 14 yet? So she is a busy lady doing her things. You got to watch a little. That was fun. I have to tell you, what could I have done more? I could gel plate print. I could go stay in a cabin on a lake, picture it, all by myself, and bring my gel plating and sewing machine, because I would sew, and then just make art. I love collage. I love decoupage. I just like to say those French words. And I could just sit and make and make and make and make. So I have to tell you, what I really love is that I was forced to end because this next one started that I started 5 minutes late. I was forced to end. So whatever I have is what I have to use. And that is actually kind of exciting. So I want to talk about some things. We're going to elevate our art now. So we did kind of that first layer, which if you followed along when I did the whole mixed media art journaling month, which was did we do that for April, February, March? Maybe it was March. It must have been March because it's April now. And I said acrylics are hard when you're using it just with a paintbrush. But wait, because I'll show you a way I love to use acrylic. And that was it. Gel plate printing is a great way to use acrylic paint where you get that very opaque, layered loveliness, but with such a thin amount of paint. But here is the thing. I can't use distress ink on top of it because acrylic paint will resist the distress ink. Distress ink is a water-based stamping ink. So if I use that, it will never dry on top of the acrylic that is kind of like a plastic, has like a poly something in it. So just know that when we elevate now, this is why you need a Posca pen because they're paint pens. You could use your archival inks. It has to be a permanent ink if you're going to stamp on it. We're going to take that gold glaze and use it with stencils. We can layer with that because it is a form of acrylic. You could use acrylics with a stencil brush to layer through your stencils, but I want you to have that in mind, that distress ink will not work on this because normally that would be my go-to. I'd be like, okay, grab your distress ink or your oxides and let's layer on top. You won't be able to do that on acrylic paint because it's like a non-porous surface that distress ink will never dry. It'll wipe right off top of it. Okay, so any questions about what we just did? And I cleaned my whole desk off, got my die cutting machine because I have dies. I'm going to use some of the Vicky Bouton dies, the heart one that came with the stamp set. We can use circle. I have, what do you call them when there's a whole bunch of different sizes of concentric circles? Nesting circles, because I think that what we could do here, which I think would be really fun, is we have to pick. I'm going to have to pick a lane and I'm going to have to stay in it because the whole fun challenge of today is that there's time constrictions on here, right? There's time constrictions on here. So how about we start it with that $50 giveaway I told you guys about. So you better start commenting now because I'm going to talk for a minute and then I'm going to do a quick scroll and I'm going to choose a name and I am going to give you 50 Canadian dollars to use on vickybouton.com. There is a 25% off sale right now, so that'll be fun. So I'll give you guys a second to get, I'm doing lots. I'll do at least one more during this one and then a couple in the next one. So I'm going to scroll and I'm going to land on one. And also, just so you know, when this video is done, leave a comment because you'll have a second chance for a $50 gift certificate. So I'm giving two $50 gift certificates, Canadian dollars, right now. One will be live and one will be in the comment section that I will draw a name on Monday. This Monday, which is, what's the date on Monday? If you're still here, Nat, let me know that in a minute. Okay, scrolling. Let's see. Boop. Scroll, 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 scroll. And it is, oh my goodness. Sorry, I just didn't scroll. I'm going right to the bottom, scrolling again. Scroll, scroll. It is Jennifer I know how to say this. Manitowabi. Hello, my friend, Jennifer Manitowabi. Putting your note in there. I know that you were on my, so $50. And then make sure you leave a comment in the regular comment section when the video's done for a second chance to win, okay? So Jennifer Manitowabi. So that is for one winner. And then there'll be a second chance for another $50 when the video's done. You'll leave it in the regular comment section. There'll probably be a couple more giveaways in there. So this one was live and the other one will be after the fact. So if you watch it at any point this weekend. So that is great for our friends who are international and might be sleeping right now. So yay, I love to give stuff away. So I'm going to flip the camera. We're going to get right into it. And we're going to look at all the prints that we made because I just threw it all behind me. I don't even know what we have. So this is going to be collage art. So here's some ideas. And I think this could be a fun one. If we took circle, punch, hand cut a circle, trace a circle, because everybody could do that, or use circle dies. We could cut things out and we could do like pie art, where we could cut all the different shapes out of it, piece them back together, and we could do that, which I think could be fun. And then we stay in one lane. That could be out of hearts, that could be out of stars, it could be out of circles, it could be out of squares. So why don't we do that? We're going to do collage. We're going to do mini collages right now. So what we're going to do is elevate some of the art with some art marking and some stenciling. And then we're going to cut everything. I'm going to go for circles. I'm going to go for circles and I'm going to cut a whole bunch of circles out of everything. And then we're going to piece them together. And then we can make a card out of that. You could use them. You could have lots left over from all the art we made. Doesn't that sound like fun? So we're going to do that. And then one of the other things we're going to do is a little bit of, what do you call the art? I don't know. I'll tell you in a minute. It's going to come to me. Rich was making pizza for lunch and I went up and I just took a piece and ate it. He's like, that's my lunch. And I'm like, I have 5 seconds to eat something. I'm eating your pizza. So I think you'll be okay. Oh, and guess where Simon is? On the mantle of the fireplace, laying there like he is the king of the world. And now I cannot have plants because that was the only place we could put things where he didn't eat them. And now I can't have flowers. Can't have flowers, no plants, right? No flowers, no plants, because the cat, who is the king of everything, and I love him, so I just like my kids get away with everything. Now it's the fur baby. Freaking cat is on the mantle. Okay, let me straighten that out because that bothers me. So doop and doop. There we go. Okay, friends? So let's look at what we made. So who's here today? There's lots of you. I'm very happy because I thought I was so late posting any of this stuff. I had the lives were up there for a while, but I was late talking about all of the things, right? Yes, thank you, Denise. Please don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe because I think there's a lot of new people here today. Who's here for the first time? Who's never been with a VBoo crew before? And from Southern California. I love that. I was just in Dominican Republic. That's where I was for my birthday. My birthday was last week, and I went to stay with my lovely friend, Nil Marie Jimenez, who I absolutely love, from Puerto Rico. She has a place in Dominican, and we went to the Dominican and spent a few glorious days, and I did nothing. I did work, which Janine can attest to because we are working on our fall collection. So I do have to do work. So I did that in the mornings. I got up every day because it doesn't matter if I'm on vacation. I was up at 6 a.m. every day. Boop, eyes are open. And I would get up and I'd work until about 10. And then I would just lay by the pool and talk to my friend. We did a lot of just talking because we are very good at that. That's what Naomi's husband said. Tato said, how are you guys going to go anywhere and accomplish anything? Because all you do is talk. And he was not incorrect in that observation. We did a lot of talking. So it was very nice. South Africa. I love that, Charlotte. We've talked about going, they used to do a lot of scrapbook events in South Africa. And Dennis, one of the other designers at 49 in Market, lives in South Africa. And I feel like we need to do an event in South Africa. I think that that would be a ton of fun, right? Texas is in the house. I love that. At least you could relax while working. Yes, I could. It was very nice. So let's look at what we created. So I didn't totally clean up, but I thought we could use these numbers again. So let me just, so I don't lose any of them. The other thing I'm going to have to get up and look for is a lot of you bought the Vicky Boutin exclusive stamps and stencils, or stamp stencils and dies. So I want to die cut our title out of using that. So our sentiment for a card, and then I want to die cut a title for the layouts using those. So I think that'll be fun, right? So I'll have to look for them. So here are some of the things we made if you weren't watching on the first one, right? If you weren't watching on the first one, I pulled the sheet, which is one of the watercolor papers. So this will be the base for one of the layouts. I will end up using that, or even for the card. We could cut and have that for the card. So let's go through. This sheet we crumpled. It is the liners for baking sheets, and we crumpled and did some art on one of the pages. This sheet is like a tissue paper. It's like a Japanese writing paper. So we have these that could be decoupaged. I won't use maybe all of it today, but it's pretty art, right? We have these that we did on the tissue as well. I actually like not cutting the tissue and just having the big sheet to print all over. And then I can take from whatever section I want. And then I could have for 12 by 12 too, right? Here, Brooklyn, New York for part 2. I love it, Sandra. Did anyone say they were watching for the first time? Is any in stock? Is any of what in stock? I didn't catch the first part. I just caught the any in stock. I wasn't looking. I was looking at my stuff. Did I miss any questions? I'm looking at the computer right now, so if I missed anything, let me know. Texas. We have a lot that watch in Texas. I will be in Texas in October. October, I think, is when I'm in Texas. That's what somebody had asked, is what trips do you have left, right? Can you use water markers to art mark? Test it. You can test it, but again, it's acrylic paint, which it resists most things. Acrylic will resist. You can use the Vicky Boutin paint pens will work on here, the Posca pens. You could use, just has to be a permanent ink, okay? Sweden is in the house. I love that. So yes, I'll be there October 11th, 12th, and 13th. Alaska? Oh my goodness, how exciting is that? How easy would it be to make the stamps on the inverted side to print on the right side? Do you see? That's my brain not catching up with the question. I have trouble. But we'll be able to stamp on here and then cut out on this, right? Because it's not the reverse. So we'll just do that. How do you use a hand sanitizer to clean the plate? Just put it right on there with paper towel and it will wipe right off. And then I just usually put some water and wipe it down. But yeah, when you put the hand sanitizer on, this will clean your stencils. This is good stuff. The alcohol in it will really help. But yeah, I just squirt some on and clean it, right? So look at, well, Janine, let's pretend it's just you and I talking. In the new year, one of my collections I would like to do that is like the papers, most of them I've handmade them because I think that'll be fun. It's just you and me here, Janine. So we'll talk about that, but I think that will be fun. Germany here too. I love it. Rebecca, I love and miss you too, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Okay, so look how pretty that was, one of our prints. This was one of our prints. And that was just with a cup, right? And so we're going to elevate some of this stuff now. So let's just kind of look through the pile. This one, so you see what happened here? It's because my brayer was wet. I had wiped it down with a baby wipe, so it didn't roll. It kind of skidded across my page, right? You got 20 done. I love it. I don't even know how many. We'll have to count. So that one there, this. So there is not a huge color. It's going to be, right? It's just kind of turquoise, pinks, yellow, orange is my palette. What palette did you guys work with? Did you do the rainbow? Did you mix your colors? Did you do more monochromatic? Tell me. Inquiring minds want to know. That's the gold background. Oh my goodness, I love that one so much. Right? So these are the prints that we made. I love that one. Now this one, okay? So here's something thinking ahead. So this print was white cardstock, and you remember I lifted some so I could use distress ink in here because that's pure white paper. So that's something if you want to think about when you're making the prints and you know you want to mix your mediums, that do plain white cardstock and make sure you have open areas, because that's a whole thing. I have to make a note of that. Here we go, because I got to remember these things, because you know I just planted and germinated a seed right there that I think one Friday night that we should do white space gel prints. So this is how my brain works. Elevate, step 2 with ink. Idea. I have a lot of notebooks. Because I'm just telling you, something just went off in my brain that you made mud by mixing paints. If there is one thing, there's nothing wrong with it. But if there is one thing, the biggest thing I have to really convince people, you don't have to use the rainbow. There is something to be said in having, because we're going to be using this, right? And some of these things need to be like a monochromatic. But I have to say, in all the mixed media art I do, the biggest thing is people want to mix all the colors because they're really excited and you want to do all the things. So what ends up happening is when you're done, all your prints will look the same. So if you want to use them for something else, you want to cut them up, use them, sew them, do some abstract art with it. When you're doing your printmaking, because it's only part 1 of what could be a 10-part process, you have to keep in mind that some things should be 1 color, 2 color. I'll tell you, you're not the only one. It was fun, and you like brown, and I love it. But it's one of those things that just try to contain the excitement of using the whole rainbow. Sometimes knowing that how we're going to use the art, because I wanted to add, look, I started doing it, and then when, whoop, I got to dial it back. Because there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with mixing purple and orange and getting some earthier tones. I think it's absolutely beautiful for one-off prints. But when you want to start using them, but I challenge you now use those. Use those. How are you going to use them and pick certain sections out of those prints that you can still do this next part, right? But I understand, Robin, but you know what I'm saying? And it's not even like color theory on that. It's just stay close. Orange, yellow, pink, red. Mix those together. Blue, green, purple, blue, red, purple. But when you get into secondary colors and mix them, then you make mud, because now you're mixing a whole bunch of colors. But on your gel plate, you can actually do it because the paint kind of dries in between where you don't have to. And there's nothing wrong. Like I like to do earthier stuff I like to do earthier stuff. But sometimes it's hard because you look at this and you go, well, that's not all that exciting. I look at it and go, it's going to be fun though when we start cutting it apart to do either little squares, whatever you're doing for your collage. Okay. So we have sheets. Look, a lot of these are pretty boring on their own. I love that one because it's on smooth paper, but we printed with the watercolor paper. I got really excited and made mud a couple of times. Nothing wrong with it. It's just knowing like what's the next step going to be. So here's what I have to say is, so say you wanted orange and purple together. Here's what I would say is, so do your orange background. And now when we go to stencil, put your purple on top. See? We can do all the things. It's just you need some things that are kind of are backwards ones because we needed to use something that was reversed. So the stencil stamp didn't work so well on this, but whatever. When we cut it up, you don't even need to see the whole thing. Love that with a thinner string. Thicker, oh, that was this first, right? But when we put the gold, you notice it took our hot pink and made it orange. I love it. I love this one. That's probably one of my favorites. It looks photocopied, but it's not. It was the yarn. And then we have a whole bunch of peach. There's a lot of peach in here. Peach, orange. Reminds me of, do you remember for favorite ice creams? One of mine was like orange pineapple. I love that. This one, least favorite in their whole thing. But when I cut it up and do other stuff with it, it'll be beautiful. Right, so here, those are the prints that I made. So I'm going to try to put them, first thing I'm going to do is put them in color families. Okay, let's put kind of color families. Now look, we're going to have kind of a rainbow when we go through, right? Ooh, ooh, I love it. Where's that fit? I don't even know. Just make it up. So just kind of put your prints in your color families. We did a lot of the peach one, didn't we? So I already know I have a lot of yellow in there, right? So I'm going to add something to some of that yellow. Does it make sense now to break it into the color families so that when we go to use it, we know what we're working with? This is pretty much my contrast. Look at how pretty that is. It's not the whole rainbow, but it's part of the rainbow. Part of the rainbow. Just a few more. I'm probably not going to use this one. I'm going to take that. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. This makes perfect sense to group them by color. Otherwise, I get overwhelmed by the options. Well, right? We're just breaking it down so now we know what we have to use. And I have my little couple of the thinner paper ones, right? Which we can kind of cut up if we want to now. I might not use the vellum ones on here. I might want everything to kind of be the same weight for this one, but I don't know. These could go on the background. Fold that. I have some that are tricolor. What do you do with those? Just kind of in the middle, or put it on the side. right? It's kind of in the middle, or put them on the side. But you see what I did a lot with when we first started is I have a lot that fell into the orange and peach, didn't I? Lots in there. So I'm going to start with that. When we start art marking, I'm going to start with those for what I want to add some contrast for some of those. So I don't think I'm going to use any of my tissue. I'm going to save that for another day or for the background. So I'm not going to use any of these right now. So now this helps. And we've talked about this. My poor friend Irene had her house fire. We've been collecting because we still need to do our paper towel art. And that's art in itself. And it's paper and it's texture. This is 100% going to go into my collection. I'll let it dry out. And then I'm going to show you. We're going to do paper quilting with dirty paper towels one day. Right? I feel like yours are boring. Why are they boring, Danny? They're not. It's only level 1, right? We've only done one thing. But I don't really need, what I love now is, I don't need much anything. That was me throwing paper on the floor. Sorry if I scared you. So, this could get overwhelming now because we could do 10 million different things with this. So, because, again, we have a limited time. Like I would love on, I'm gonna let you guys know right now. I'm in the process of adding a cruise for 2026 in February. It's going to be, I think it's a 3-day and a 5-day. It's something like that, 3 and a 5-day. What I'm really recommending is that you book all of them for like one long cruise that we can stay on. And what I would like to do is a progressive class like this where we do mixed media, and instead of gel plate it might just be all distress ink, and then do a whole collage album and layouts. So I just want you to know, watch for that date. I haven't filled the contract out. It is early February 2026. It's going to be 2 cruises because that's all we could get, and it's on one of the ships I really love. So be watching for that. Okay, so it's, I don't know, it's something going to be like February 2nd to 9th. It's something like that. Okay, so just know that we have nothing in the beginning of the year. So I added that, I'm adding that in there. But I think as we're working through, the new thing I'm going to be working on is going to be coming out in January. So I think that this class could be based on that and some 49 and Market stuff. And it's just a Caribbean one, so the price will be, it's going to go to the 2 private islands, and it's like Nassau, nothing fancy, because it's really keeping the price of the cruise down, where you get your accommodations, your food, we can all hang out together, we can make art, so I think that'll be fun. So it's nothing fancy, it's going to be more of an inexpensive one, but I think we should put it on there that you have to book both, because it needs to be a part 1 and 2. Otherwise, I don't know how we'll do it. So I just want you to know the contract is in my inbox. I just have to fill it out. So I want you guys to know that's coming through cruisandcrop.com. Be watching. I'll send a newsletter out that lets you know when it goes live. So now with what I was saying with this, because as we're doing this, I really think it would be fun. I just find that the European ones I love doing, but they get very pricey because it's expensive to fly. Now, flights are crazy. We used to be able to fly to Florida for a couple $100. It's not the case anymore. So it will be out of Fort Lauderdale. It is on, I believe, Liberty of the Seas, which I love that class of ships. It has a huge craft, like a conference room, and it's going to be early February. But I think I need to have her set it up that even though it's 2 cruises, which I love because we stay on the ship and we can do stuff all day, it's going to be back to back. Okay, so just be ready for it. I think it'll be a good one. So it's coming. Where do you fly to for the cruise? It's Fort Lauderdale. That one's going out of Fort Lauderdale. With that being said, now you have to decide what shapes you're going to do. Because the whole idea here now is we're going to cut apart and we're going to paper piece. So we're going to elevate some of this art, not a lot of it, but a little bit, just to add so we have different things to use. You need to decide what shape you're going to do. Do you want to do collaged hearts? Do you want to do collage flowers? Do you want to do collage circles? Do you want to do collage squares? Squares are very easy, or rectangles, because you don't need any other tools, just a paper trimmer. So another fun thing would be to elevate these. You could sew them. You could sew them. Yeah, the crews you got, right? Because I know some of you guys aren't watching live. So I will send the information out. I'm going to sign the contract, but I'm going to talk to her about it so we can make it one cruise. Because otherwise, the 3-day one does not have a day at sea. So it's going to be very hard for us to do the class portion. It's going to be just 2 mini classes. But I think if it went right into the next week, when the ship switches over, we'll have that whole day that we could be in the conference room once they get people off, that we could start doing art. So just be ready for it, okay? So I think I am going to, maybe do squares and circles. So with that being said, this is what I have now. Things that you could elevate with, like if you have this heart die, you could do cut out. How fun would that be? So you just go and cut a whole bunch of hearts, and then we cut the heart apart and you piece it back together, right? You piece it back together. So we would cut a piece that is either the base, or you cut a new white cardstock and layer it together. So you could do the heart set if you wanted to do. I have, this is what I'm talking about. Some of the stuff, when it's left over, I'm going to cut a whole alphabet out so that I have a whole mixed media alphabet. This set is, I think, still on my website. I think we have a few of them left. One of the best things that came out from We Are Memory Keeper, because the letter size is huge. I love this. I need to go find my dies, because I think I only have the lowercase here of the Vicky Bouton, but I'm totally using that because a lot of you bought it and I want to use it. So see what I'm saying? You want circles, so you can cut a couple different circles out. And then I have stamps like this that you could do some of your art marking. But I think I'm going to go old school. And this is what I was talking about. Any of these, like look at, you could, anything left over, you could just die cut. The whole idea is I want you to cut all of this artwork up. All of it's going to get cut up. We're going to cut some strips and stuff to make whole backgrounds. And then I want you to just go and die cut all of this. Contained funk. This is a total Vicky thing. Contained funk. Okay? If you have this die from this set, oh my goodness, friends. Seriously. So this one is all paper pieced, right? So cut one out of cardstock so you can create a piece that you can piece your pieces in. This would take a long time, but imagine this. Imagine this, and we sew it all. Oh my goodness. But every single petal is cut out. So I would cut them out and do a whole stack of each size. And then you could do totally like a Dolly Parton's coat of many colors floral arrangement. Right? So just giving you ideas. What are you picking? Tell me right now. I would like to know. How many backgrounds did Vicky make? I'll tell you. So I want to know what shape you're going to go with. Because then the other thing, make sure you post them on the Vicky Bouton Creative community group. And I'm going to do another giveaway for anybody who posts. We'll get Natalie, we'll start the thread for posting your art, your finished art. Let's just make it easy. And I'm going to go in, and everybody who posts on that group, I'm going to randomly go and select some winners from there too. Okay, so how many prints? Let's look quick on my stack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23 for what I'm using. 23. It's okay. Just keep printing. We're going to do the things. Natalie is the best. We know that, right? We have an album going on the group already. Make sure you post in the album. because I'll do another giveaway, because when you guys share, you inspire everybody else. So I want to reward you for that as well. So do you understand where we're going now? We can art mark on here. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. If you're like, what is she talking about with art marking? Well, if you did this, the art with me for the art with me for the mixed media challenge, right? I have no scraps of any. Well, I could start it on the edge. Some of my Poscas might be dry too. We'll see. Because so this is what I'm talking about. You can pick sections and just do some art marking. And the Poscas work beautifully on the acrylic backgrounds. Like, it's made for receiving these pens. So what's nice with the white is it looks like we pulled it from the base of the paper, right? Does it have to be perfect? No. But when we go to cut some of our circles, won't it be nice to have something with different scale? So your biggest thing when you're doing your art marking is scale, right? Scale. Oh my goodness. So Janine just said, I will donate and ship a prize pack. You just let me know to who. So let's do that. In the regular comment section of this video, there's going to be a 49 and Market prize pack. So I will remind you at the end of this video, when we're done with this one, you put a comment in the regular comment section of this video, and you will also, that will be one of your second opportunities to win. You will win a 49 in Market. So we have that kind of art marking. She is the best. She is magic. So look at, let's do something really simple down in this navy. What about X's? X's are easy, right? So they are currently, for all my Canadian friends who ordered the 49 and Market weekend event using Flower Emporium, 2 pallets arrived here from the US because my friend Greta is kitting the US ones. They're almost done. So 2 pallets arrived here yesterday, and the girls are over there kitting those so that we can get things shipping this week. If you bought all of your 49 and Market at your favorite online retailer and you want access to the class, that will go live on Monday for access only, where you can still come and do the probably 25 hours of education will be posted on Monday. Okay, so look, did that. So I love that. That's going to be one of my giveaways too. We're going to have lots because I like, this is International Scrapbook Day. And what the magic about this is it's my way to give back, Janine's way to give back. If it wasn't you guys showing up and being excited about all the things that we do, we wouldn't get to do them. So I am, the one thing I can give you is my time. So to sit here and have a whole day of free classes and connecting and hanging out with my friends, I love that. And then some giveaways too. So I love it. And just wait. There's so much fun stuff that's coming down the pipeline. It's going to be good. So I'm going to do a little bit of lines on this part too. Just a few with pink. So just some lines. You can go in with your pens. So the Vicky Bouton ones will work. I'll pull one of those out as well. Now, what I just did was wrong because you don't want to drag your hand in it. So you should always be coloring down, not what I just did. See, so this is simple, just repeated lines. When we cut these pieces out, we'll just add interest. So things you want to remember is mix your scale, right? So some things are bigger, some things are smaller. You can mix your color, you can mix texture. But I'm going to show you one of the other magic things about Janine. They were asking if I'm going to ever do mixed mediums again. Here's the magic about with Janine is, heck, if we can make it happen, she rarely says no to me. And she gets just as excited as we do when we're talking about new product and stuff. And I call her my scrapbook fairy godmother, because really she makes stuff come true. I dream it and she makes it a reality. And the other thing is she's super smart. Like, she comes up with stuff that I'm like, didn't even think about that. I love it. Because on top of it, when she changes her hats, she's amazing at the whole manufacturing side of things. So we just have to get through all the tariff craziness so we can make sure we can still do all the scrapbooking stuff, because it's kind of scary for all of us small business owners. It is really scary, and it has nothing to do with politics, friends. It's reality. It's just the reality of the whole thing. It really makes a difference. And it's a scary thing we're going through right now. There. See? So look at just some art marks. So now we added that other layer on top of it, right? And sorry, I'm talking and then I forget. Yeah, they need to go away. We lose some sleep, friends. We've been losing some sleep. Now I want to show you something majestical. So you saw us use this as on the gel plate. Here's the other thing that's magic. If you haven't ordered, when you do your order on VickiBoutin.com, if they're out of stock, I'll make sure I go in. I didn't check the stock on the Vicki Boutin stuff. But there'll be a second sale coming down. There's going to be grab boxes. There's going to be old kits. There's old Vicki Boutin collections. I just couldn't get all of it up by myself. But this right here is like peanut butter and jelly. These two go together beautifully. So let's go in and do some art marking. All right, this is going to blow your mind, so get ready for it. Get ready for it. So let's pick another one that is... Here, remember, I don't love this one. I don't love this. I'm going to show you. Do I want that on there? No, I don't. I'll pick a different. Ooh. Let's do this. Get ready. So I am picking something that has lots of open space. So when I deposit this, a lot of gold's going to show and less pink. Okay, a lot of gold, less pink. So I'm going to take this now, have a baby wipe, palette knife. What this allows you to do, and this stencil brush is key, is I can put this on like burnished ink. This is going to blow your mind. I just need a palette knife. So I'm putting it right on. This is a craft mat, okay? So I'm going to take this now, and I'm putting a very thin layer down. Okay, wiping my palette knife off so that doesn't get gunked up. Now, in a circular motion, you are going to load. I want to get my mister. It's helpful to give one mist. I didn't give it two. I just missed it. I didn't missed it. I missed it. ED. So we're going to pick up that gold now in the thinnest layer on here and watch what's going to happen. I am going to layer it over this stencil. Now, this is acrylic paint, so you won't have the same oomph as you would with, I might put it on a little thicker, that you would with on Distress ink. But what you could do is you could put one layer down, let it dry, and then you could just build the depth by putting a second layer on. Pounce, because I want a little bit more on here. But you don't want it to be too thick because it will bleed under your stencil. Okay. And then if I go on here and rub it on, I can now add a whole metallic layer, very thin, that dries almost instantly. So it's not like a texture base. This goes on. Like a burnished gold. It's beautiful. You ready for the reveal? Now, can you see that? It looks almost airbrushed metallic. Isn't that pretty? You need the stencil brush to do this. This is not your friend. They're too fine and delicate. It gums these brushes up. You need this coarse hair stencil brush, okay? Let's do another layer of gold on something. Let's do it on here. You'll get high contrast on this one. I'll do the fans because I think this is going to be really pretty. So see how it's kind of drying out? One mist. Boop. You know my world is mixed media. I very much love it. And a lot of people are scared to use it. And I'm like, don't be my friend. You just need to have some simple instruction and tools. And you can make absolutely stunning art. So the biggest thing is you don't want this to go on too thick or it's going to bleed under the stencil. Ready? Look at that. But this is going to dry almost immediately. So pulling this medium through with a palette knife is scary because you're like, I always push it under the stencil. I always make a mess. This gives you some control. So you have control with this, right? Control. And we don't care what this looks like because we're going to cut this apart, right? So we're just putting art all over. So can I give you a couple tips too? Because I know you like them. Paper towel. When you go to clean your stencil and your stencil brush, paper towel, you want to clean on dry, mist, and clean it with the stencil brush. So now I just clean the stencil brush and the stencil because I'm using the friction from my stencil brush. But guess what else I made, Irene? Paper towel art. Look at that. Paper towel art. But look at stencils completely clean. Stencil brush is almost clean. Right? And then that's the other thing is I don't run these underwater. I don't submerge them because I think the bristles can fall out. But if you just do this till when you put water on it, nothing's coming out. Now I have a nice clean stencil brush. And I've had these since I started this. And I just realized that with cut and paste, that is my 20th collection with American Crafts. That one would have been my 20th collection. Hopefully I get some of it. But all the orders went out. I did not get one. But they tell me there's more coming in. So just fingers crossed. The first will go for my class in England and then whatever's left over. But I'm hoping, right? It's just water. Just water. Everything I do is just water or baby wipe or hand sanitizer. I want this art to be for everyone. You could do this with your kids, right? A lot of you guys out there have little kids or your grandparents or you're an auntie or your dad, because I know there's guys out there who watch, which I love. I just feel like they don't chat too much because, you know, it's hard. It's somewhat dominated by women. So I just want you to know, if you're out there, I'm happy to have you here. So let's clean this one too, right? I just don't like to leave. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with, like, it doesn't make you any more creative because you don't clean your stuff. But if you're like, I don't like to clean it, I love just using it and not worrying about it, totally okay. But why I clean them is I want the integrity of the pattern to be there. So if I just put a big heavy medium on here and it does not have the sharp pattern anymore that it did, what this does then is cleans it up. And then if I want to use it with something like distress ink, I will still get that really pretty pattern. The other thing is, if I love a stencil, I'll buy two. So I have one that I'll use with my messier mediums and one that I use with my distress inks, because it really is. If you ask me, Ranger is my go-to. Vicky Booten loves Ranger. I love Tim's stuff. I love Simon's stuff. I love Dina and Diane. Wendy Vecchi, all of them, right? Old school Ranger U. I went, I don't know, 2006 or some kind of craziness. It was a long time ago. Before Diane even had a collection. She was there, actually. She was one of the attendees, kind of, maybe starting her collection. So I've been a Ranger U fan for a long time. Okay, so do you see what I'm saying? Do we have to elevate everything? No. Oh my gosh, though. Right there. So this one that I didn't love, now I do. Now I do. So what else could we do on here? We could stamp in black on here too. So let's pick one of those stamps that I showed you. Oops, almost dropped everything on the floor. Let's go in with just some art marking, right? Everything's falling on me. It doesn't matter how much space I have. Guess what? It's never enough space. Anybody with me? I could have the biggest table in the world and I will use every single aspect of it. You're not falling behind, Nadia. There's no falling behind. You don't have to do any of this elevating part. You could use everything that you made already and you don't even have to elevate it. But I'm just showing you ways to create a little interest on your backgrounds is putting another layer on top. So I'm going to go in with this funky little script. I'm going to do a couple of impressions of that. And we could art mark on top of it if we want with a Posca. See? Could you do this on top of some of the floral that we just did? You sure could. Right? You could do that and then ink on top of it. Oh, I like that idea. Watch this. I'm going to fill in more and we're going to pick, whoop, and you could drop it right on top like I just did. So now I'm going to let that dry and then I'm going to put my stencil on top. Oh, it's going to be so good. Your possibilities are endless. The only thing I'd have to say, if you're newer to this, what do you need to add to your creative toolbox? You need to add stamps and stencils that are not the mouse in the teacup. That's always the analogy I use. So if you buy only stamps that are very specific, you need ones that you can use for backgrounds that aren't specific, that you're just using for the art of it, right? Does that make sense? So I don't have time to wait for that to dry, and it's oil base on top of acrylic. So I'm just taking some of that up. But now watch. So let's pick a stencil that has open space. I want it to fill. Let's look. I have to show you what I'm talking about. What do we got? So see, if we put this down, the only place we're going to see the black is going to be around the circles. So I don't want that. I want my pattern to be like this. No. Yeah, could be, but it's still too open. We need a good mix of solid not like you to say sorry. Different story. Your heart will break it. I'm going to use this. So this is going to cover all the gold's going to go around, and that's going to, see? Let's try it. Never can go wrong with text and script. I 100% agree with you. Text, script, numbers, repeatable. No, this is the one. There were two on there. This is one of my favorite. Repeatable tiles. So I can cover a huge area even though it's only a 6x9 stencil. So watch. This is going to, just where these ones is where you're going to see the pink. I love it. I will show you what I'm talking about. You guys have questions that I've missed? Because I get so excited with what I'm doing that I miss stuff. So you're still going to see some of the black, right? Because you'd have to put this in layers. Like you'd have to do this in a number of layers to build up, which we can. I'll put this layer down first. Just know if you put wet on wet, you're just going to keep lifting your paint. So you need to put that first layer on, let it dry, and then put the second layer on top. Because if you just keep layering it, you're just lift the paint off. Or gold glaze. So we'll put that down. It will dry pretty fast because it's a very thin layer. Right? Look it. Just to give you a peekaboo. Look how pretty. Love it. So these glazes have been out since my collection started. They came out with the first one. Look how pretty. Isn't that pretty? Love it. Is there a good product for lifting heavy paste like crackle mousse off of a stencil? Do you mean after it's dried? Because I would soak them in Murphy's oil soap. But sometimes you have to soak it, take a layer off, soak it, take a layer off, because some of the stuff will cure and it's almost impossible to get off. But that's what I usually do, is Murphy's oil soap. Like that's what I clean my brayers in. So we could sit in art mark all day. We need to cut our pieces, right? So let's decide. I don't know if we need to do a lot of this. I think we have to look at our time constraints. Hi, Carol. How are you? You've been listening, but hubby was talking, so I had to multitask till he leaves. I love it. I love it. It is, Rich does that to me all the time. I love audiobooks. Like, I really love to listen to audiobooks. And they forget, they come and start talking to me. I'm like, dude, I'm listening to my book. So when you talk to me, I can't hear my book. And I would prefer to hear my book than have a conversation right now. Because sometimes that's what I want to do. I just want to listen. I don't really want to talk. Which I'm sure you guys are all surprised by. You're like, Vicky doesn't like to talk all the time? No. Sometimes I don't want to talk at all. And I was thinking, because I'm like, why am I having such issues with my voice? And I think it's acid reflux. I think is damaging my vocal cords. I've been having some heartburn lately. So I need, I think, a doctor's appointment to figure out if that's why my voice keeps going away. You're going to do hearts. You've cut your hearts. I love it. Okay, so let's look at what we just did there. So we have that business going on. I could do some more art marking. I could also add my art marking after I cut my shapes if I want to, right? Yeah, or let me pause it before you start chatting. Exactly, right? Exactly. So something like this, like it doesn't really need anything. It's got lots of texture on here. Something like, I love this page. Like I do these and I wouldn't even do anything with it. I would just set it in and set it aside because I love it so much, right? Check my thyroid too. I'll have to figure it out. I'm going to do something on that one quickly. This is my stencils. Let's get my stencil out and just do. And remember, we had a lot of these peach ones. So let's figure out how to elevate some of that. See, this one, I can totally go in Distress ink, a color in that if I want to. I like it though. I don't think I will. I just like it the way it is. Okay, so I'm going to do these couple. And then we're going to move on to cutting out and paper piecing. My favoriteest thing. So I used to work for, I've been in this industry for a long time, and I used to work for the magazine Better Homes and Gardens, Scrapbooks, etc. And back in the day, before Cricut and all of those things, I would hand cut all of my paper piecing. So I did, one of the articles I did was February. So I did a leprechaun, and I literally cut his nose, his eyes, his lips. It was about this big, and the whole thing I paper pieced by hand with an X-Acto knife. So I love the paper piecing. Okay, let's look at what patterns we want to add. This is a fun one. But we are limited, right? Because I can only use kind of acrylic. I'll have to figure it out. I'll have to figure it why I'm having issues. Because I do definitely have issues with my voice. Look at that one. So this one is from my metallic. It's Raspberry Swirl. Let's add that. Do you remember that article? It was called Peace Talk. And it was in the back of the magazine if you guys have been around for a while. Peace Talk in Scrapbooks, etc. I can use all these. They're in my color palette. So I used to do that article a lot. Raspberry Swirl. Let's put it right on here. And let's pick our pattern. So this is what I'm going to do quickly, is just stencil some pattern on here. We have all these options. So I didn't use anything in a smaller scale, so I know I want to use this stencil. I think I would like to use the tile. Script would be good. It's all about scale now, right? Because some of these are going to be small. I want small scale. So I can pull my Tim Holtz. I can pull anything that I want here. I can stamp on top, but I can't find, I was trying to find my archivals, and I don't know where I put all of the tins, so I'm not going to pull that. Let's start with this, okay? So I'm going to go in with the Raspberry Swirl and my stencil brush. It's going to be so good. So these are metallic. So that is like, I'm going to overlap that a little bit. You have to sometimes add a little bit of moisture to your brush because these won't go as far, right? Because it is like an acrylic. So it just gives you an idea. See how pretty? So I can just put a mist on the brush. I don't add it to the paint. I add it to my brush, and then it just makes this go a little bit further. Don't get it too thick on here because it will bleed underneath the stencil. You want this to be really light application first. It kind of seals under your stencil. And try not to move your stencil like I just did. Good enough. How pretty is that? So it is very soft metallic. Okay, so that gives me another pattern. Let's try that on here. I'm going to do some of this again. Maybe not. Let's pick a different one quick. Quick, Vicky. How about this? Oh, I love that. I'm going to put some of the pumpkin spice with this too, because these colors, same area on the color wheel, so I can mix them without having to clean between with my palette knife, okay, or my stencil brush. And then let's get on to the next part. When does the next one start? 4? I have to be aware of what's going on. Who's working along with me? Because I know some of you guys watched the first time, right? You don't do it, or you might not even be home. Because a lot of times you're like, oh, shh, I'm at a hockey game, but I'm watching you. It happens sometimes, right? I know for the next time to not go too crazy with all my prints so I can stencil and add. And that is just one of those learning things. Jessica, you're not alone. I'd say it's probably, raise your hand if you're out there and you're in the same boat where you're like, I should have not gone overboard. It's common. It is common. When I'm teaching my classes, I'd say you're not alone. I'd say it's incredibly common that a lot of people go a little bit too crazy with the pattern. Not crazy, but go a little bit heavier with the pattern. And there is definitely a benefit to doing it in stages, that it's a layer, right? The other thing that's nice when you're using this stencil stuff on top of acrylic, that it doesn't pill your paper as fast, right? Because now you have kind of a whole layer. This I just pushed under the stencil, so it's going to be a little bit messy, but I'm going to show you my little trick. Because sometimes it just is what it is, right? I went a little too heavy on the texture paste, and I push it underneath the petals, and I can see it because it's dark underneath the stencil. But look at that. See right here? So I'm going to clean up my stencil brush with a paper towel. And then I'm going to lightly just rub that so it just feathers that heavier stuff. So here I'm just going to go lightly and feather where it's heavy. So all it does is just soften that a bit. Now look at that's metallic on top of that. Isn't that pretty? Question. Which kit is that stencil from? It's fabulous. This stencil is one of my exclusives, Dorina. It's on VickyBooten.com. I hand drew it. So all of my stencils are all hand drawn. So you only get that, right? Through, like, never with American Crafts. These are all my hand drawn stencils. So I'm going to fake it because that doesn't really line up. But I want to just bring that pattern down a little bit more. So I think Rich's, I had bought Simon, that's his name, the cat, not Riley. That's my son. A new, like, cat tree. So maybe he won't be on the mantle of my fireplace, which I'm really not down with. I think Rich is up there building it because I can hear a lot of banging going on. How pretty though, right? So you see what I'm saying? If your brush is cleaner, you won't get that. I pushed the medium underneath it, but how pretty is that? I love that. Right? And then you can do stuff like this. So we can have one that it's just kind of polka dots of this color. And I'm going to go just with the pumpkin. And let's just deposit. And I'm probably going to make a new color because it's got some of the burgundy on here and it has some of the pumpkin-y spice one. Much easier to control it under the circles than it is when you get in the fine lines of the stencils, but that's why not every stencil is created equally. I will often say buy stencils that are very easy to control. Like this isn't going to move around on you. So it's good to have a variety of stencils. So I like that too. Boop. Can you see the metallic? So pretty, right? Okay, couple more. Because I have a lot that are all that plain peachy pink. I'm going to throw these in the sink quick because I don't have to clean it all, but I'll put it in the water. Do 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 do. I don't know how that song got in my head. You know we having fun, yeah, 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 yeah. So some of the Vicky Bouton stencils are out of stock. I am going to remake them, the originals and the new set. So they will be restocked. It just will take about a month. It'll take about a month, okay? You got 3 new stencils I've never touched, used for the first time. I love it. I love it. I added a ton of stencils on my website too because I've been buying them and then not doing anything with it. Ooh, I like that one. We're going to put something, maybe the green for contrast. Ooh. So just those ones, and then we're going to start die cutting. Hello, Karina. Where are you on vacation? I saw you say that you're away. Inquiring minds want to know. I'm nosy like that. Does anybody else have fun vacations? We have the cruise coming up to Norway, so I will be in England, going to the UK. I am teaching a class there, so 2 classes, same class twice. That is going to be in Birmingham, I believe that's where I'm going to be. And then we're doing a Vicky Bouton cruise to Norway. And then I don't think I go anywhere until Texas. You're going to PEI. I love that. That's fun. So I'm going to use this one, which is Iceberry. But let's clean that stencil brush off because then I'm going to be making Purple Berry inadvertently. I don't know where that is. It's in the Netherlands at the seaside near our islands. I love that. Where's Rotterdam? I'm going to be in Rotterdam on my cruise too. They changed one of the ports to Rotterdam. I'm going to be there. Good for you. Yes, I'll see you in Texas. Going to the Enchanted Forest, hopefully. That's fun. Ecuador and Galapagos, that's fun. The Amazon rainforest, good for you. So some people have some fun stuff planned, right? Yeah, because the weddings, right? Master's program in the next few weeks and family wedding. What will you be doing on the Norway cruise? Oh, yes. Is anybody here that's coming on the cruise? So a newsletter will be coming out with more information. I'm going to open up our group. And we are using 49 and Market Travel Collection, the newest one from Dennis. I ordered all of it. So we're going to be doing another flip book. It's going to be fun. So your kits have all been purchased, all the products purchased. I just have to get through this kitting and then it will go out in May. In May? It'll go out in May. Yes, that's my aim, to ship them in May. Okay, let's do something fun on here. Which stencil have we not used? That, oh, you guys will like that one. This is a fan favorite as well. So we have to use this one as a fan favorite. People love that stencil. But with that being said, I need some smaller pattern because we'll use this, some text. So let's go in with Iceberry. Is that what we decided? You'll be on the Norway cruise. I'm very excited about it. So yes, there's more information coming about that. Probably in a week or so, okay? And then the group will open as well. Happy International Scrapbook Day. Thank you, Di. Coming to see Vicky work her magic. I love that. Thank you. With 3 weddings for our kids within 1 year. Niagara on the Lake and the Falls for me. Yes, you can come visit me. That happens, right? They never stop costing us money. Okay. So here we go. Are you ready for this one? It's going to be fun. So let's go light so I don't push it under the stencil until I get it going. And I'm going into the white on the edges too, because then I can use that in my cuts. Oh, I can't wait to share this one when I pop this up. I'm nervous that it went under that first one because it was heavy. But let's see. Look how pretty. Isn't that pretty? So see, it bled. So we just soften it. And then nobody knows. So there's a tone-on-tone layer on that one. I'm also going to do some of the spearmint on the bottom of that one. That'll be fun. I'll be there. They changed one of our ports to Rotterdam because there were, wherever the Norway one, they're quieter ports, right? Because they're, what do you call that? What are we doing? When you're between hills in the water. What are those things called? Fjords. So they changed one of our ports to make it a little bit more exciting. And we're doing Rotterdam, which I'm excited. But I think we're not going to do an excursion for that. We're just going to go and explore. So if you've been to Rotterdam and there's things that I need to go see, pretty pictures to take, fun shops, good restaurant, that's my jam. I wish you were too. You're going on a Disney cruise. Can't wait. I love that. I love that. And with you saying that, don't forget the Disney kit and the Charmed Vintage kit is on super sale today. I put it on sale and then I put it with an additional 25% off. And if there were a couple people who just placed an order for that, I will, of course, refund you the difference. I won't, if you ordered it earlier this week before it went on sale, I, of course, am going to give you the difference back. So I don't want to cover all the pretty art. I just want to add another layer. So do you see how easy? And going in with a metallic paste will work on top of, love it, will work on top of your prints because it is also acrylic. Could you go in with just acrylic paint? Sure you could, but you just need to have the stencil brush. Right? Love that. See how that elevated that sheet now? I love this one. So this goes with the other circles from step one, or from stencil one. This layers on top of them. They're kind of paint marks that layer over top of the other one. I really like that one. And I want to add, I think, that turquoisey color on here too, so that we just have something that contrast between our pinks and yellows and ties the turquoise into this one. Look at with the how pretty is that? I love it. I'm going to do a couple more of those circles. I'm not even going to clean my stencil brush. Let's see what color we get. It does add dimension. The stencils are your friend. I'm just saying. That's why if you're like, how many stencils do you have? I'm like, all of them. I will, every pattern I like, I will buy it. That is one thing I will always buy. And I will keep making because there's tons of stamps and other stuff out there. So I just like, if I keep making the stencils, it just makes making art a lot easier. Do you know what I mean? You can make some really pretty art. And your investment is minimal. Stencils aren't expensive, but they are the gift that just keeps on giving. So it is the one thing I always buy. I love them. I love them. And then this is the last one, and now I'm going to start doing my die cutting. So you want to leave some of these as that you can make strips, because we're going to do some different kind of art. Look how pretty. I'll layer it right on top of here too. One blast. It'll pick up what's on here. It'll pick up what's on the stencil. And I just want to overlap a little bit. There. Love it. Good. Step away from the mark making. Me too. You're a stencil addict? Me too. I love them. I love them. And it's one of those things that, like, when I go to Texas and I teach in person, I'll often bring, if there's going to be something I'm going to sell, it's always going to be the stencils, because I feel like, one, it's easy because they're small and flat. So it's easy for me to travel with them. And it is, if there's one thing, if you said, Vicki, what's the one thing that you would buy? You know, I just told you, stencils. So it's always the thing that I bring. Okay. Clean up the messy stuff, friends. How are you cutting your pieces out? Are you using a die cut machine? Are you using punches? Are you hand cutting? You could hand cut, because some of you out there are super creative. You could do a whole bunch of hand drawn and cut out flowers. And you could do a vase and flowers. That's going to be one of the classes we do. That's going to be one of them. Just know that. We're going to do some paper pieced vase and flowers. That'd be down the road. Like I said, I think I'm going to do the circles. Or should I just do squares, because it'll be super easy, because everybody can cut out a square. We could do squares and rectangles. Tell me what you think. You're using dies. I just thought that'd be easy, and we just die cut a whole bunch of circles. So now will be one of those. If you need to go walk the dog or you need a break, you're just going to sit and watch me die cut now. Okay, let me just clean up, because now I'm getting to the clean stuff. Thank you, Connie. Yes, so don't forget what Natalie is saying. Make sure when this video ends, you leave comments, because there are 2 other giveaways that are going to be in the regular section of this video, in the comment section. So not during the live. And it will be for the other $50 Canadian gift certificate to VickiBoutin.com. And for a chance to win the giveaway that Janine so generously offered of 49 in Market, that she is going to ship to a lucky winner. So that is awesome. I love that. That's going to be one of my, I'm going to do a 49 in Market giveaway as well, because I have my collection. I have some of Dennis's here. So I will do that as well, and a couple more gift certificates, because I love that if I just give you a gift card, you can go pick whatever you want in. So in the last video during the live, I'm going to give a $100 gift certificate away. And then we're also going to give some stamps and stencils away. How about we do that right now? So again, I'm going to give this away live. So go and make your comments, because I'm going to scroll, and it's going to be for Vicki Boutin exclusive stamps and stencils. So let me write it down or I'll forget what I'm giving away. And you have to make sure that you have an account on vickyboutin.com in my shop, and you need to email me at info@vickyboutin.com. And let's do that giveaway, because we're celebrating today International Scrapbook Day. Here I go. I'm going to scroll starting now, and I'm going to tell you this is how I'm going to do it. Here we go. I'm scrolling now. My fingers are stuck. So scrolling, and stop. Diane Harder says, please pick me. And you're the name I stopped on. Diane Harder is going to get, keep commenting because I'm going to do 2 of these. So this is Stamp and Stencil giveaway. Stamp and Stencil. And it is Diane Harder. There's 1. Let's do the next one. I'm going right to the bottom. Right to the bottom. Are you commenting, guys? I think my thing froze. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And I'm scrolling, and stop. Jana Turbifil. How do I say your last name? Sorry, you're always on here. Jana Turbifil. Turbifil. So that's 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is Jana Turbifil. I'm sorry if I'm massacring your name. That's fun. So what have we given away so far? 1, 2, 3, 4 giveaways so far, plus 2 opportunities after the fact. Let's see. Yay, right? Yay. Okay. So I'm going to do circles. I'm going to do circles. So what do we need to do now? Well, this whole sheet isn't going to fit, right? So you kind of have to decide where you want to cut from. The other thing you want is, I still want to do some other things with these sheets. So if you find a piece of art that you really love, you might want to cut a strip of it. Like I might cut a piece of this. So let's start dissecting these. So see this right here? I want that section. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to tear a piece off of that. So I have, that is going to be a fun piece I can layer. I love it. So I don't want to use all of this because some of this will be really nice for other art, right? Keep that strip. I can die cut out of that. I can die cut out of this. Am I going to use all of this today? No, I'm not. But let's decide, like, so something here, I might want like a piece out of it, right? Like, look, I might want, I kind of love that. I'm going to take that piece. Look. And then I can decide if I want to die cut out of that. You want to do a cruise. I wish I could give that away. But it is fun. I have to tell you that the cruising is so much fun. And the one that we're doing in February, I feel like if it's your first time, it's a good one because the travel isn't that bad. And I'm going to double dip and use these for sure to list with Lael 100%. And Carrie, and you could die cut little shapes out of them and layer it on there. Imagine die cutting a whole bunch of flowers. Keep your extras, because I feel like we're going to do a part 2. So how about next Friday for our Friday Night Live is going to be using your scraps, and we're going to do something with it, because all the work will be done, okay? So next Friday during Friday Night Live, we're going to use the scraps, and we're going to make more art out of this. Because we do these prints, I'm not using this one, because this one is going to go in the background of a layout or something. I love that. Like, I love this one. I don't want to cut that apart. This one for sure we're going to cut apart. But look it, I'm going to take a piece out of the middle. I'll put that over there. But I can die cut whatever I want out of that. Ooh, I love that. We're definitely doing something out of that. But look at the gold. When you put it on something dark like that is when it's magic. When is the February cruise? I think it is February 2nd to the 9th. It's 2. So the first one is something like the 2nd to the 6th, and then the other one is the 6th to the 9th. But I really think we should do it as it's one cruise, even though it's 2 cruises, because it's very hard for me to split the classes. I don't know how we would do it. Great for a masculine card. I agree. I agree. Okay, so what do we think of this one? I want out of this for sure. I'm going to cut that off the bottom. Now, I love, because I did not like this piece of art, and I like that we were able to revive it. I'm not using that. This is a hard one. I'm not using that. I love it. I love it so much. I'm going to keep it. So I'm going to cut a piece out of here. I'm going to do it this way now, though. Ooh. This, I feel, needs to be something. Let's keep a bigger piece of that. And then I can do something out of this. I love this. Look at the edges. See, you don't have to have, this is one color. And there's just something magical about that, right? Something magical about that. Thank you. I love that you guys spend the time with me, because otherwise, what else would I be doing with myself? Should we, this one is not my favorite. So we'll just keep it, because it can turn into something else later. We need this yellow, though. Look at that. I want. I don't know. I love this daisy stuff so much. I feel like I need a piece out of here. And a piece out of here, but I want to keep that. Am I going to cut all of this? Absolutely not. I am not going to cut all of this. But that yellow we need. So let's just do that strip right here. Ooh, and that piece right there. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to go with something smaller scale. I don't really need that one. Oh, I love this one so much. I want that hot pink. Oh, we need some of that, don't we? Looks, I get a little crazy, don't I? I love this. Some of it I don't want to do anything with because I just love it. It just brings me joy. Joy, joy, happy, happy. We need this dark though. So let's do a piece of that. contrast, right? And now we're going to be, because what time's the next one start? At 4. This is perfect. So now I'm just die cutting and cutting. Die cutting and cutting. I want that green overlap there. Might be both pieces. Let's see. Okay. So see, you have to, you gotta cull. You have to cull the herd. We have to take it and minimize because it's too much to choose from. And you were saying, here's my roll-off sheet, and I most certainly could print something off of that too, right? The only thing with mine is it's a whole different weight, so I'm probably not going to. I'll save it though, but the weight is different, right? So giddy to see what we're, so now you're gonna see. I'm excited for you guys to see this too. So I am going to, and friends, I'm sure scrapbook.com has some sales on today. My share sale links are not in the description of this video, but I'm sure Natalie will share one. You need the magic mats. This is very well loved, but it makes a difference with die cutting, I have to say. And I'm a fake die cutter. I have a lot to learn. So I just want you to know that I could probably do a better job at the die cutting, but I'm a fake die cutter. Let's go with these ones. Hero Arts for the win. I have a whole bunch of different circle ones. You can find the share sale links in the, oh, you are so good, Natalie. She is so good to me. So we're going to do pie charts. That's my idea, that I'm going to cut circles and then I'm going to cut the circles up and piece them back together. So we can do multiple things because we're going to make a card, whatever. You could just cut circles out and you'll be able to make that decision. So my whole thing is I'm going to do a variety of sizes. So I think I am going to pick, is that the biggest? I think that's the biggest that I'm going to use, and I'll get my ruler if you need to see that. I don't think I'll do the next one. I'll do the in between. I might do that. And that. So if I do 3, I think will be enough, don't you think? Let's go with that for right now. But the plus is, well, let's do one more size. Because when I go to cut it out, the plus is that I could put them all on the same sheet as they're coming through. So look, I'm a liar. We'll do a couple. Yeah, you have to wait till the video is done and then you comment in the regular comment section for those other chances to win. And then you have to reach out to me at info@vickybooten.com. You have to come back and check because I said I'm going to draw names on Monday, later in the day. So you have all day Monday. Scissors. Vicky is losing them all day today because I won't search for you. There's no way for me to contact you guys unless I know who you are, right? So, oops, I just threw that on the floor. Your responsibility is to then contact me. This is mint tape, which I'm going to be able to hold my dies in place as I cut them. So this is going to take a little bit, right? This is a live video. When you watch recorded videos, somebody could sit and do all of this without you having to watch it. But here we can just chat and I can answer any questions. So this is a perfect time. If you have any questions about anything, we're going to talk about, I got to make my mental notes. We're going to talk about Flower Emporium. That group is going to open up once those kits get shipped. Access only is going up on Monday. It is not on sale. It's full price, even though there's a sale going on the website. So that group is going to open. If you're going on the Norway cruise, more information is going to come through. That's going to be coming through soon. So am I going to put every size on here? Not necessarily, but I know this one I wanted. So just make sure when you're doing this, if you're newer to die cutting, that you're putting it down so that raised edge is actually cutting the paper. right? So I'm going to put one there. I'm going to move this paper up, though. You can't put it right at the edge like that. Put that one there. And this one I liked. Just try to maximize your space, right? Okay. And then let's see if it will cut through this paper or if I need to add a shim. I might. It doesn't feel like there's much pressure there. Yeah, the Flower Emporium is going to be a fun one. I already know I have to add a shim. So I'm just going to fold a piece of paper. Clean your brayer clean it while it's wet is the easiest way. And then if not, Murphy's oil soap. Even Vicky's hubby, what's that? What's that? Oh, bring husbands. Rich is always on the cruises. 100%. Because it's like scrapbooking is only at days at sea and will be some of the evenings. Just because we don't have the days at sea on the one. But there are tons of husbands. There's husbands who've been multiple times. We definitely have lots of people bring spouses, their families, because everybody, the other side on that one, everybody on the cruise gets a cruise discount. So even if you came and you're like, I'm going to bring my kids with me because they're off, you all get the discount. The only difference is that you pay for the cruise portion, the crafting portion. So yes, lots of people bring their whole families. Some come all their friends, like they make it a whole girls trip. Whatever you want to do totally works. Totally works. Okay, I am going to do, I didn't do this size. Ooh, let's do a big one. Right there, I want to pick up all of that and whatever else I can fit on here. So were there other questions? So that's going to be happening. What was the question? Vicky, is American Crafts closing? Paige Evans said she just did her last collection with them too. American Crafts was purchased by the same company who owns Notions. Well, portions of it, not everything, not food crafting. So they were very slowly, everybody I worked with was gone. And they were in the process of selling off pieces. So I know we are memory keepers. I have no doubt will continue, but no paper crafting. The last year and a half has been incredibly hard for me. And unfortunately, it's just kind of continuing that way. It has not been a pleasant last experience. I'm hoping that Paige got her collection. So her order came through. I didn't get mine. So I don't know. I'm hoping I will. They tell me that it's going to happen. And I will just believe it when it arrives, right? But yeah. It is definitely sad. So there's one done. Just keep going. It is definitely sad, but biggest thing you have to do when you're cutting these, if you're doing multiple circles, is we know this is my main. These are my main ones, right? So I have to cut multiples of it so that I can do what I want to do. So I can do what I want to do. Okay. So that is, which ones fit with that? That's this size, and this size. So I just want to make sure I cut with that. So when you come on a scrapbook cruise, Vicky curates a beautiful kit for you and I ship it directly to you. So, because it's impossible now for us to get all of it. It used to be that we shipped it all to the ship. It went on the ship. It's a nightmare. Stuff gets lost. So I changed it. I don't know who else does this, but I know the way I do it is I ship everything directly just like I would your kit. So it will ship directly to you and then you only have to carry your own kit plus basic supplies. It's very basic. if we use punches or anything in the group, we talk about it and we share it because we have a group and we do like a little prep class and stuff before we get on the cruise ship. There's no store or anything on there. It's just you pack what you need to bring, right? I haven't done a walkthrough of cut and paste yet either, right? I heard Joey does that too with shipping direct. I know I started it because I've been doing these cruises for a long time. So early days, years ago, I decided to ship direct because I ship kits anyway, and it was much easier that everybody just takes care of their own, and then the only way it gets lost is if you forget it. And then I'm sure that they've told them at Cruise and Crop, like it's a great option, which it is pack your own, right? Pack your own. Ooh, I love that. So that's great, that section. So I'm sure any cruise that you do now, probably, I'd say that they will have you bring your kit. Have you bring your kit with you. Just much easier, right? So then just basic tools, which you can get most of it in your carry-on. That's where I bring my cruise kit, goes in my carry-on, so I know it doesn't get lost. And then you just have to pack your scissors and such in your checked bag. And like I said, if there's tools or whatever, we share them. Hello, Lindsay. She's a cruiser. Lindsay's going to be coming to Norway. She's a cruiser. So we have done the art, and now we're cutting it into shapes. Right? I keep trying to talk my daughter to do a cruise and crop with you. It's fun. And a lot of mums and daughters come. We have like mums, daughters, grandmas. We have sisters. We have people who come all by themselves because remember, this is a community. A lot of people have made some of their best friends from our cruising. A lot of people have done 7 cruises because now it's like, so say you, a lot of people are by themselves, right? So if you do a cruise with the group, you know that Vicky is your friend anywhere on that cruise ship, not only in it. It's very inclusive. You can do the comedy show with Rich and I. We all hang out. It is the best community. And if you live on your own and you want to travel, you have your travel buddies built in, right? You have your travel buddies built in. And I would say the majority of the people who've done the cruises with me love it. You know, some people, I can't make everybody happy, but I would say the majority have the best time. The majority have the best time. But you can't make everybody happy, right? So sometimes it is not the case, but it's pretty rare. I think in all, I don't know how many I've done, probably 20. I've probably done at least 20 cruises. And I think that the response rate is probably 98.9% have liked it, right? See, now when you look, there's Rebecca, and that's right, Rebecca found us during COVID, found the VBOO community during COVID. She travels single or brings somebody along just to help her out a little bit, but she has a whole built-in community. How many of you guys that have cruised now that you've met some of your best friends? I love that. I love it. So I would say if you ask me when we cruise, how many are returning? Probably at least 30% are returning cruisers. And then the rest are new. Maybe even higher. That's probably maybe even higher than that, right? The numbers might be higher. Do you see contained funk now when you break it all down? Some of these this is going to be a layer that I'm going to layer another pattern and sew on it. So I'm not throwing these away. Yeah, we have a lot of fun. Poor Barbara. Even some people have really bad accidents and even keep coming back, right? But we have a lot of fun. So I want to do this one next because I love it. Yay! No VBOO cruise yet, but I made some dear friends at Kitchener. You sure did, Connie. We have a lot of fun, and a lot of people are like, ooh, I don't know if I want to I'm nervous to be in the middle of the water like that. And I totally get it. But you'll find some of them, I would say Alaska was one that I was like, don't worry about it. It's awesome. And it was very rough seas. And then I felt bad because that was the only one that we've done where it's been, eek, sorry, That was not for the faint of heart. The crossing was a lot rougher, right? It was a lot more rough. So that was a tough one, but for the most part, not at all. No issues, right? Put it on your bucket list. And here's the other fun thing is a lot of them, I want to do a river cruise. I was not sure on it because there's really nowhere to crop. But I thought if we did it more where it's like a photography and then we could do the classes online when we got home. I want to do a river cruise. And some of these I book far enough in advance that you only have to put your deposit down and then you can pay a little bit per month. So it doesn't even have to be. And some of them work out. You probably spend more if you go on a weekend crop than you do on a whole week-long cruise, right? I have nothing planned for summer of 2026. And I know this doesn't help you, Lindsay, because you're a school teacher, but I just added February. We're going to do one February. Greece was wonderful. We had a wonderful time on the Greece cruise. We did that one. We've done Greece. We have done some Europe. We've done Alaska. We are doing, we're doing Boston and watching the leaves change. We're doing that one is in the fall of 2026. That's sold out in like 24 hours. That crazy in September. The February one that is not up yet, I have to finish my contract for it, signing the contract, is going to be 2 mini cruises, but I think it should be sold as one cruise because we won't have time to do any art otherwise, is going to be February the 6th to the 9th. No, pardon me, 2nd to the 9th. It's 2 cruises. We haven't added the information yet because I have not filled my contract out. That's all on me. I haven't done it yet with my travels. I just haven't had a chance. So this one's even going to go off the page and I don't care because we can use part of the circles, right? Just don't overlap your dies. That's the biggest thing. Don't overlap your dies. It'll ruin them. So that's why I'm making sure they're adhered so they don't move when I go through. We did the Panama Canal. Yep, that one was fun with Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. We've done a lot of Caribbean, right? A lot of Caribbean. You're with your family today. That's okay. It'll all be recorded. You can do this after, right? In February will just be like Coco Cay because it's my favorite, the private island. We're doing the private island in Haiti and then Nassau, like a Nassau, not Vicky. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with you? Nassau. It is a more inexpensive one. It's more like going to a crop idea, right? That we can have that crafting. But I had nothing else. The only one that I had booked for next year is in February. It's in, September or October. So it would have been a long time in between, right? So I love this freaking neon. That is joy, joy, happy, happy. Can I give you my credit card so you can book me for all the things? I love it. They're very good though. If you just contact Cruise and Crop, Sherry and Sarah, and I think there's somebody else who works there now, they will take such good care of you. I want to do another. Ooh, I can't wait to do that one. What time is it? Okay. We're good, right? We have about 30 minutes. We need a mix of colors here. So do this. We need this. I need this. I need that yellow. Oh, the teal. I need that. Some of the yellow. Some of that for sure. The navy. We just need a contrast. So whatever you're doing, you need a good contrast for when we do these, okay? So what's the plus with the last one for today is I can go as long as I want. You can stay as long as you want. I might be here till 7 or 8. Seriously, because I'm having fun. I'm just going to keep making. Did I miss any questions? Sorry if I did. I'm die cutting and I'm not paying as much attention to you guys as I should be. Like, look at down here. Oh, I love that piece. So I want that fadedness. We can get this awesomeness here. We can get a full gold one here. Make sure they're not upside down. Oh, I love it. Love it so much. So thank you for some of you guys that have been here for all of the time. I love it. I have a very dedicated crew, right? I have a very dedicated crew. What size circles? I didn't even measure them after I told you I would, and I don't know where my ruler is. Here it is. So I'll give you an idea what these are. Okay, Sue. Lynn. This one looks to be, I'd say 1 3/4. This one looks to be 2 3/4. And this one looks to be 2 1/4. 2 1/4. But I don't know. If I don't tell you guys enough, I am incredibly grateful and thankful for you guys. I am thankful for your patience, because sometimes I promise the world, and then a select few would know that I am working all the time. So if I say, hey, I'm going to do this, and then I don't get around to it, it's not because I am neglecting you, or it's very hard for me to backtrack. Is once I've done something, I've moved on to 10 other things that I'm doing. Because you think the design work. I don't know if Janine is still here, but that is constant, and she can tell you I'm involved in every single step of that. I'm very involved in my collections. So that is a lot of work, and don't forget, I'm working on something you guys aren't aware of. There's sometimes a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes that I can't talk about yet. And then plus on top of it, the travel. The class, oh my gosh, I love these ones. Seriously, let's just stop for a second and look at that. So now do you see contained funk? So if you're watching and you're like, this is not my jam because it's too messy, this is the sweet spot. When we take it and make it into something else, oh my goodness. Like, where would you get a paper that looks like this? Like, look at that. It looks like gold velvet. Gold velvet. Wah, wah, wah. Seriously. And then this, where that distressed on the edge. So I have an idea for a collection for next year that I want to do that'll be reminiscent to like print shop and color study, that will have a lot of my mixed media elements in there. I would love to do cut and paste a second time. I feel like we could do cut and paste a second time using my mixed media elements, and with 49 and Market, elevating it to that beauty, like that amazing quality of product, just could be mind-blowing. So I really want to do a collection next year that is very art based. So watch for that. It's going to be good. It's all in my head and designed already. So I want to give lots of different travel options. So that's why the cruise I added in February is just the Caribbean, and it's not even the expensive side of the Caribbean. So hopefully it just gives people lots of different price options. And if we get it up there now, you could put your deposit down and then pay a little bit as we go. If not, you can do online classes with me. That's why I want to do this year, or whenever I can fit them in, where we do mixed media classes that are $25 or a $50 class that you get tons of content and you use your tools. There's no kit. It's literally just the education. So I want it so you feel like there's offerings for everybody. I don't want you to ever feel like you're left out. That there's something for everybody. So lots of stuff is coming. I'm working on it. And then, oh my goodness, the collections, that's what we just have to, I know for some of you are like, really, tariffs aren't that big a deal or whatever. I'm like, it is such a crippling thing right now to the scrapbooking industry, because the majority of the stuff, you can't even manufacture it in the US or Canada. It has to be done overseas, and you guys aren't going to want to pay for it if it was manufactured here, but the factories don't even exist. So now it's scary. is like, will Christmas happen? Will the Christmas collection, anything like that, right? So it's very hard. All the work goes into it now, but so fingers crossed that all of that gets worked out and it's not an issue. Look at this one. I love that. Oops. I'm pulling it through the circle. So it doesn't matter that the edge is cut off because we're cutting these out anyway, but look, I love it. I love this color palette right here with that burgundy. Very pretty. Okay. So now which one? Let's pull some teal in here because I think that'll be fun to see as you see our piles come together. Do you remember I was doing some other sizes and now I changed my mind? I'm just sticking to these 3. It's much easier. Simple but beautiful, right? Question. Are there pets on cruises? I've seen recently dogs. I never saw that before. But recently I've seen dogs on the cruises. So I guess you're allowed. Maybe if it's a support animal. But no, I don't. I'm not bringing Simon. And I only bring my kids when I have to. Because I'm doing it just for me. Yes. It's serious. Like, okay, let's talk because we have lots of new friends here. So let's tell them about the VBoo crew. Like what our group exists. There are a lot of you who've been following me. Who has been following me pre-COVID? Who was around before COVID? Who has known me? There's some of you on here that probably have known me for like 15 or 16 years. No pets, only service animals. Is that what it is? Yeah. So some people, right? Pre-COVID. So that, how many years is that ago? A lot of you found me, like, right, BC and whatever, pre-COVID. A lot of you found me during COVID because, right, a lot of us were just like, oh my goodness, I'm stuck at home with my husband. I have nobody else to talk to. I have to talk to my kids. Like, oh my goodness, who else is out there? And you found me and you found the community. And I have to say, I'm like, it's the Vicky Booten community, but oh my goodness, the rest of these people here are so much what makes this community magic. It's not a lie. It's so when we get to meet in person, because I've met in person when we've been at, when I'm at a local store, a lot have met me when we've been on cruises. Some just spend time with me here online. Right? Cruise and Crop, which how long ago was that, Kim? I was doing those from the beginning, for Scrap Fest. Was doing that from the very first Scrap Fest, right? And then with Crop and Creates, I was doing those, like almost all of them till recently, right? So we used to get to see each other once or twice a year, which was really awesome. Some of you I met when I was in Puerto Rico. Some of you I've met through creating keepsakes days. And then some of you I'm meeting for the first time today. So what we're saying is when we say there's a community here, it's no word of a lie. These ladies and guys will meet up during Friday Night Lives and they all chat with each other. It's like, I have a new baby, or oh my goodness, my husband's sick, or we've been friends through parents passing. We've been friends through surgeries. We've been friends through the highlights and the low parts of life. And I have to say it's kind of magical that it's paper and glue and paint, but you find your people. And one of the funny things we talked about is some of my best friends live nowhere near me. They live on the other side of the world. And it's a magical thing. And it's kind of hard to explain to people because they'll be like, you scrapbook? What is that? Or you do mixed media art? Like, what is that? You travel the world doing this? I'm like, yes, I have. I've been all over. I think to almost every province now in Canada. I've been all over the US, right? It is a magical thing. And then with that comes meeting the best humans a girl could ask for to have in her life that are here to support me. I've had some tough stuff, the hardest stuff this year with the passing of my mom, who, for people who have been around for a long time, know who Sheila was because she was on the lives. She was my biggest cheerleader and she knew who you were. look at that just happen. She knew if you had a new grandchild or if you had surgery, Sheila would be the one messaging me and saying, Vicky, make sure you go and comment on so and so's post because, you know, this just happened and you might have missed it when you were doing the art and you couldn't see the comments. So a lot of people, that was a very sudden thing. We were on the cruise to Greece and I came home and my mom had cancer and she died within like 2 weeks. So it literally is. That's why I tell everybody, tell your people you love them because you never know. You never know. Like I thought I had lots of time. I thought, okay, she has cancer, but you know, we'll have time, and we didn't. We didn't have any time, right? So it's what I say to everybody here, right? Is I need to tell you all the time how much I love and appreciate you, and it is not, you know, BS. It's from my heart. Because if you guys didn't show up, I'd be just sitting here talking to myself, right? Yeah, it's hard, Casey. And especially if you have like a super relationship, because some of us had difficult relationships with our parents, siblings, but your mom that's a hard one, man. She knows everything about me. I just watched something with Nicole Kidman talking about is that her mom knew everything about her, knew her from the beginning, knew her from the minute she took her first breath, and shared everything with her, all the highs, the lows. There's no one who knows maybe as much, depending on your relationship, as my mom knew. So that's really hard. That is a big loss. And you know, like, look, I'm not crying talking about it today. It hurts. It's hard. But, you know, it's also like, how blessed was I? How blessed was I to have a mom like that? So it's good. And it's good that you guys know, right? You knew her. Well, some of you met her. The yellow. I'm excited for the yellow now in our mix. Okay, we're doing okay. Still doing okay for time, even with all the talking. Look, I like die cutting. I get to talk a lot. And if you know me, I freaking love to talk. So yeah. So I'm missing. I didn't look at. You're missing your mom a lot lately. It's hard. Sending you hugs, right? And now I'll stop talking about my mom because it will happen. But the yellow mixed in with that pink, oh my goodness, it's going to be so fun. So you need to do a lot, right? Oh my goodness, Loretta. That's terrible. That is terrible. Was it a long time ago or is that recent? I'm so sorry, friend. See, we live. You never know. And that's the other thing is I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. If somebody's being a real jerk, it could be that they're going through some tough stuff and they just don't know how to handle it. Some people are just jerks, right? Some people are just jerks. You can't fix it. But I try to always tell my kids is you never know. So even at first when you're thinking somebody is being a real jerk, is you never know. So I try. I really try. That is the one thing I can't. You can't control anybody else. You can only control you and how you respond to things. Oh my goodness, there's the magic one. We need that piece right there. It's so hard. I need that piece, but I don't want to miss that. So I'll probably cut the corner too. I love that. And we'll get a big one there. And we'll see. See, I think I'm going to have to sacrifice that corner and take this one. Yeah, you never know what people are going through. So put a little sunshine out, right? Let's put a little sunshine out. Not recently. It doesn't matter when it happened. I'm like just saying, like, did that just happen while we have known each other? So no, that I don't know how how you get over those kind of things. But oh my goodness, my friend, that you're here and making art and showing up, and you're always so pleasant. Loretta's always the best. And to have lived through something like that, doesn't matter when it happened. I just was like, is this since we've known each other, right? What am I supposed to read Deanna's comment? It's so hard. My mama was my very best friend and crafted with me always. After losing her, I couldn't craft without bawling until I found you. You're going to make me cry. It matters. It matters. This stuff matters, right? Sorry, friends. We're supposed to be having a good time. I'm making everybody cry. But it is. It's showing up and doing these things. And if it's the little thing that I can do is I get on here and craft and act a fool. And if it's the little piece that I can give and it brings a little bit of sunshine, I get it tenfold. You know, because obviously if I didn't love what I do, I wouldn't be on here doing it. Right? If I didn't love what I do, I wouldn't be on here doing it, because it's something where, you know, I read a couple comments this week, and it's tough sometimes because the more you give, sometimes the more people expect. And I read a comment that was really not very nice. And I'm like, there's no need for that. You know, I am not perfect. I never have claimed to be. It's the one thing I will tell you. I have a lot of flaws, just like most of us, right? And I'm very aware of them. But the easiest thing you can do is just give people the benefit of the doubt and know that people are going to disappoint you all the time. And you just have to decide how you're going to deal with that, right? People are going to disappoint you all the time. It doesn't make them bad. It just means, you know, I promise too much. If you ask me sometimes, and you guys have been around, I'm like, we'll do it next week. Oh, and I'm going to come on here and do 4 lives this week. And then I still have a family. I still have a house to clean. And then all the business that goes on, it's still just me, right? I don't have a staff. There's no staff. Like when you order from the store, I have 2 girls that help me part-time, and Rich will help me, but he has a full-time job that, you know. No, it's not a bad thing, Deanna. Those were good. It was good tears. Those were good tears because I can feel you. I feel you, sister. I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, it's hard. But I have to say that if I didn't have this, I don't even know how I would have got through the last year if I didn't have you guys, right? Because the majority of my friends don't even live near me. The people that I craft with and that are, none of them are close, right? None of them are close. Just always keep in mind, the only thing you can control is you. So you can control the way you comment, the way you say things, that you can control. And can I tell you, you will get way more, what is it? Flies with honey? Is that the comment? Flies with honey than if you're mean. Because it's not going to make me want to jump and do anything for you. Because a lot of times I'm sitting there thinking, oh my goodness, I haven't slept, or all I do is work. And then I will go on and read something, and then I'm like, and this does not make me want to do anything, because that hurts my feelings. So I always look at it as that's the one thing you have control over, is what you say and do. You can't control other people. So I just try to choose. Sometimes I'm a jerk. I'll be the first to admit it. Sometimes I'm a jerk. And then I have to go, okay, Vicky, you got to check yourself because you're being a jerk. Ask Rich. I like that saying, right? Open doors with just a smile. I love it. Vicky, you're never a jerk. I'm a jerk sometimes, Connie. You know, I'm not perfect. Sometimes if I'm tired or whatever. Jolene is a cancer survivor and chose to sprinkle kindness to others. I'm blessed to be here. 100%. What a great attitude to have, right? My grandmother always reminded me to catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. I love that, Gina. That's a saying. And you know, if you've been around me for long, that I say sayings incorrectly all the time. Like, what are those called, those sayings? I will often blend like 4 different sayings in one. It makes no sense. Well, you know what? I'm sure. I promise stuff that I can't fulfill. And that's one of those things. My takeaway from this week is I would rather now, instead of promising something I can't carry through with, is I would rather surprise you with it. So I'm learning now to don't say I'm going to do something until I know I can do it. So I think if I can come back and surprise people with a bonus or something extra is way better than promising it and then not following through, because it's not like I like to do it. I actually feel like a jerk when I can't, right? So lesson learned. That was one of my lessons learned this week, is you have to stop promising things you can't do, because it's just, there's no gas left in the tank half the time. Like, that's my problem. I don't have enough hours in the day to do all the things I promise sometimes. So the solution for that is stop promising it, right? Yeah, good intentions, but sometimes, right? It's what I've learned. That is my takeaway from this week, is stop promising things you can't fulfill because you disappoint people. It would be much easier to just surprise them, right? What's that called? Oh, I missed it, Denise. I do, though. I do it. The script background on that color is so pretty. I agree, Ada, right? Oh my, I love it. My hubby says I talk left-handed. We need to write these down, all the things, right? Under promise and over deliver. I love it, Connie. You need to make that into a t-shirt for me. Under promise and over deliver. That's what I need to start doing. We need to start writing all the sayings down. Some of these, that is one of the best. My husband says I speak left-handed. Oh my gosh, that was the best. I love that. I love that. And we do have merch with some of the sayings, right, friends? We need Vicky-ism t-shirt or bag. You guys remember you guys did a post on a Vicky Booten creative community with all of my sayings, and I feel like you need to remind me, because I don't even know half the time what I say, right? I don't even know what I'm saying half the time, but I think that would be fun to do a whole series of stamps or stickers with some of the crazy things that you guys say, and just, I think that would be fun. So you have to remind me, because I don't remember anything. That's the other thing, is I don't remember anything. I will tell you, I promise it. And the reason I don't do it is because I forgot I even said it. We need to do a giveaway too, but I'm going to miss all your comments. So did I miss anything here? But wouldn't a Vicky-ism t-shirt be funny, or a bag that I would design the whole thing, right? But that would be fun. I think I would like that. So comment away. What is my giveaway going to be? Vicky merch. I'm going to send whoever wins this one. I'm going to send you some pins, a bag, some stickers, and a surprise. So this giveaway is going to be for some merch. And comment, and I'm going to do it in a second. I'm going to roll this one through, and then I'm going to do a quick zoom. I love it. I freaking, one of my favorite things we talked about when you talk about your love language is I love to give gifts. I love giveaways. So here we go. I'm scrolling, friends. Here goes the scroll. Here goes the scroll. Boop. And we're going to stop right here. Jolene, 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 Jolene. You just won some merch. I think you've won before too, Jolene, and it's not even on purpose. So merch is Jolene. So remember, what do you guys need to do? Anybody who won needs to send me an email at info@vickybooten.com so that I can find it. Because if you don't, I can't send you anything because I don't know where you live. You love to make gifts. Me too. I love to make gifts. I love to cook when people actually like to eat the food I make, because my family is so picky. So cooking is not something I do as often. What time is it? Look what time it is, because I need a little bit of a break this time, because the next one starts at 4, right? So let's pick another color. I need some contrast now, right? Like, look at the stack that we have. And let's decide what color we need in here. So we've done yellow. What do you think? Ooh. it's not this, right? That's not contrasty enough. We have done this. That one might be a good one. We'll do some blue. And maybe this one. These two. Those are the last two I'm going to do, friends. Right? Oh, the pink. I'm just looking quick. Ooh, that one. Okay, those three. That's it. That's it. I'm loving the conversation today, though, I have to say. I very much am loving that. I don't know if my chat stopped now, because I think I break the internet sometimes with the giveaways. I think we break the interwebs. Because then I don't see any comments. Yep, I did. I broke it. So it's working again. It's all on sale. Did I? Oh, I might have taken some of it down because I don't have a very big margin on merch, so I can't really put the merch on sale. So I might have taken it off. It doesn't mean I don't have it, but I think I took it off for the sale because I don't know if you guys know that lingo, but when I buy it, it's I don't make a lot of money off of it, right? So it is a pretty tight margin. So I don't do a lot of giveaways or I can't do the sales on the merch like I do with other stuff. There, let's do that one. I love this. Boop. Yeah. There's just not a lot of margin, meaning, right, if you buy it and you only make 25% on it, I can't put it on sale for 25%. And that stuff generally comes, I just order it from, like, aprons are super expensive. All that kind of stuff is super expensive. I forgot to put my little piece of paper on here, so I'll do it again. Love is your love language. I love to give gifts. I love to get gifts too. My husband tells me I'm too gift oriented, but I've said it really has nothing to do with the gift. It has more to do that it just makes me so happy when somebody thinks about me, right? Because as moms, like, I'm doing it for everybody, and I am that person. If I know you love something, like, I will bring you coffee. If I come to your house, I'm bringing coffee and treats. I love that. I do for my kids all the time. I get them gifts all the time. If I go on a vacation, I'm always coming home with some kind of gift, right? So I love that. And it's nice when somebody thinks about you. And I think as a mom, it doesn't sometimes happen that often. That sometimes, you know, we're thinking about everybody else, but nobody's really thinking about us. So it's nice. They were good. I did get a nice birthday present. Got flowers while I was away, but then I was away, so I couldn't enjoy them. So I told Riley's girlfriend, take those home, because they're beautiful, and you can't leave them because the cat will eat them. My cherry tea was the best, Karina, and Devin tries to drink it on me, and I'm like, you have lots of tea? I'm not sharing with you. Do you want a funny, like, share with me your funny thing that is not the best, your best quality. Here's one of mine, okay? So let's say I'm going out to pick up a snack. Let's say McDonald's. Let's just say it's McDonald's. And I'm like, I'm going to go get a Diet Coke and fries at McDonald's. Does anybody want anything? And then they all say no. But then I bring it home and you proceed to eat my French fries, I will be angry. So my whole jam is, I don't want to share my food. I'll get you your own. But if I say to you, do you want something? And you say, no, I don't want anything. And then you proceed to eat mine, that is no bueno. That is, what do you call that? Like, that is one of my things, because I like my stuff. I like my snacks. So if we're at the movies and you're like, nope, I don't want any popcorn, and then you proceed to eat even one handful of my popcorn, just know I'm not sitting there happy about that. Like, that is one of those things, and I'll tell you, I'll go get you your own popcorn, but do not eat mine. Those are the things I don't like to share. So there, you just got to learn. Is that a really bad thing? It is. That is one of my things. And it happens to me. Like, so I'm like, that is my thing. Joey from Friends I don't share my food. It's my food. If I go and I get my snack or prepare my snack, I will happily prepare you one, buy you one, whatever. But I don't share mine, especially popcorn. When we go to popcorn, the movies, we all get our own popcorn. Or if it's a big bag, I'll share it. And I know where my daughter gets it from. But if you eat more, I'm not liking it. So it brings out the ugly in me. So I know now I have to get you your own. I don't want to share my chips. Like, you have to have your own chips. So yes, Joey and I are the same. I will tell you. Who out there doesn't care that you totally will share and you don't even care? Because you're a way better person than I am. I know it about myself. I'm like, I do not like that. I do not like that at all. I do not like green eggs and ham. Sam, I am. Yep. So now you know. And I know some of you now are going to do that to me on purpose. When you see me, you're going to eat my snacks. I was sitting there thinking about, like, what is something about you that would maybe surprise people? Or that is maybe not the nicest thing. It's that. Don't eat my snacks. Especially if I said, do you want something, and you say no to me, and then you eat mine. That's fighting. Those are fighting things, right? That's a fighting thing for me. I'm the worst with that. I don't like to share, but I'm the one oh yeah, I'll steal somebody else's too, Diane. I'll eat somebody else's. Oh, can I have a bite? You know what Rich does to me? I'll say, do you want a pop? And he'll say, no, I don't want a pop. And I savor my pop. Mine's still here. I savor the pop. I'm only going to have one diet pop today. He will come and chug like a big drink out of my pop. And I'm like, I will punch you right in the throat while you're chugging that pop. I have to hold everything back in me not to punch you in the throat when you do that. But I took Rich's pizza. I most certainly did. Yes, I did. I didn't say it's a good habit to have, right? But it's true. I want, like, that diet pop I'm having, I'm trying to limit that. So I don't like to, because he'll just go get another one. I'm like, I don't want a whole one. Go get your own. Right? So now I got to read are people saying. What was a good question? What did I miss? What was Paya's question? Question, how many layouts are you making? I have to I need a good selection. I'm not going to use all these at all, but I need the selection, because what if I'm sad that I didn't cut that one? But I'll use these for something else. That was very funny. I'm laughing. How many do you do? Yeah, and I don't care. I don't drink my pop. I hate that. See? And I'll tell you the worst parts of me. I have no qualms saying, here are some of my unfavorable qualities. And that's one of them. I don't want to share my stuff. I'll buy you anything that you want, though. I will get you. I am very generous like that. When I was a kid, if you didn't have the money for the popcorn at the movies, I 100%, if I had it, would buy you your own. But, oh my goodness, don't eat my peanut M&Ms or my popcorn. And don't drink my drink. Don't drink my drink, right? Pop. Do you call it pop or soda? Where you are, do you call it pop or do you call it soda? Or do you call it Coke? What kind of Coke? I'll have an orange Coke. A spray Coke. Do you call it a spray Coke? Is that a Texas thing? Is that where that comes from? Where you call everything Coke? Everything's a Coke. That is the funniest thing. Pop. Right? I'll say soda pop sometimes, or soda, but it's pop where I am from. Pop. You call it a soft drink? Do you? Then it's all Coke. Is it? But where is that I learned that? Because I did not know that until it's Texas, right? It's like, what kind of Coke? Do you want a Coke? And I'm like, no, I don't want a Coke. And they're like, what kind of Coke do you have? We have orange Coke, cherry Coke. And then I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I've never heard of those flavors of Coke. And then came to realize that it's pop, but they just call all pop Coke. It's Texas, right? But I love Diet Dr. Pepper. So I know that is definitely okay. A couple of these and I'll stop, Paya. Is that how I say that? Paya? Pop when I lived in the Midwest, soda when you moved to the East Coast. I don't know why. Where does that come from? Is Coca-Cola a big thing there? Like, why? Where did that come from? Inquiring minds want to know, why do they call soda pop Coke in Texas? Have you ever had a dirty Dr. Pepper where you put coconut in it? Or a dirty Diet Dr. Pepper, a DDP? Diet Orange Crush. We have Diet Orange Crush here. Aren't you are you in Canada? Julie? There's Diet Orange Crush. I've had that before. I love a dirty Dr. Pepper, man. Yeah, I want to know where it came from, where the Coke. And it was such a, when I was in Utah, right? I wonder if that's where it started, because they have all those soda places, right? Okay, are you excited? That was the last one. I'm not going to cut any more. And look it's 3:39. So what am I going to say now? That was our prep class. When we come back at 4 o'clock, because I'm going to go eat something, because I'm going to be here for a long time tonight, so I should probably fuel my body. We're going to take these now and start making our pieces. Do you want me to bring the sewing machine out and sew on some of them? How do you feel about that? Because I'm telling you, if I was doing this myself, I 100% would sew it. Good night, Karina. Yep, snack time. And then we're going to come back and we're going to make some projects. Because now look at all the circles I have. We'll make a layout. I have no photos printed, so I know that's not going to happen. Okay, friends? So it's going to be a photo list. I would have normally done it because I took tons while I was away, but I won't have time to do it. So it is going to be photo lists. And it's all off the cuff. There's no plan. I have not sketched anything or anything. I'm just going to make something. So the other thing we need to do is, oh, guess what I didn't do, friends? So I'll leave my die cut machine out. I need a sentiment and a title. So it's the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some other stuff out. Okay. So let's say I'm going to now make sure, if you want a prize, that you email me at info@vickybooten.com. And as soon as this video goes dark, leave a comment in the regular comment section under, like how you would comment under a regular video, for the 2 chances to win. And for the video we did already, leave a comment on that, because I'm going to, what did I say? What prize did I say I was going to pull? A mixed media pack? That's what I'm going to do. So sorry, I've got to Blair Witch you for a second and try not to hang up. You get to see the mess. Boop. Here we go. Sorry, friends. Hi. So much fun. I love this day. And do you see, I dropped something on my phone, so I had to blow it off. How much fun is this? Because normally we would only get one part of it done. This would be like 4 Friday Night Lives to do this. So it's going to be fun. So I'm going to be here late. Just know it. We're going to do all the things. We're going to make What shape did you guys do? I want to know. Leave that in the comment section, right? See you in a bit. I'm going to go have a quick bite to eat, and I'll be back on at 4 o'clock for part 3. Part 3. I had to look, so I did the right number. And we'll do the next part. It's going to be so much good. Okay? It's so much good. It's going to be so much good. It's going to be so much fun. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Thanks for joining me so far. If you're watching after the fact, don't forget, thumbs up the video. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure that you do that. And we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Bye.